Do you remember your first day at school? The smell of new books, the sound of laughter, and the kind smile of a teacher who made learning feel easy. Today's story, I Go to School, is about a boy named Sam. He learns, plays, and grows every day with his friends and teachers. As you listen, you will learn simple English words, clear sentences, and feel the joy of learning in a friendly school. Welcome to the English Grammar Doctor, where every story helps you speak better, think faster, and love English more. Let's begin our learning journey together. Chapter 1. The New Teacher. Hello, my name is Sam. I am 14 years old. I go to school every day. My school is small and bright. I live in a quiet town with my mother and father. Every morning I wake up with a smile, I have a good breakfast and put on my uniform, then I go to school by bus. I always feel excited because I learn new things every day. Today is a very special day at school. There is a new teacher in our class. When I walk into my classroom, I see many familiar faces. My best friend Sarah is already there. We always talk and share our books. I say, I go to school to learn and to be with my friends. Today we are happy because we are going to meet our new teacher. I look at the front of the classroom. A kind lady stands there. Her name is Ms. Green. She is tall and has long brown hair. Her eyes are bright blue and her smile is gentle. She wears a neat blue dress and a small necklace. I feel calm when I see her. I know that my day will be good. Ms. Green speaks in a soft and clear voice. Good morning, class, she says. My name is Ms. Green. I am your new English teacher. The words are simple and easy. I listen carefully because I want to learn English well. I like how Ms. Green talks. I like how she makes every word sound clear. I sit in my seat with Sarah by my side. I open my notebook and write a little note. I write, I go to school. I learn new words. I love my teacher. Ms. Green explains that we will learn to use simple sentences in English. She writes the sentence, I go to school on the board. I read it slowly. I say, I go to school. I feel happy when I say these words. They are simple and strong. Ms. Green asks, what time do you go to school? My heart beats fast because I want to answer correctly. I raise my hand and say, I go to school at 8 o'clock in the morning. Sarah smiles and says, I go to school at 8 o'clock too. The whole class feels like a big happy family. Ms. Green claps her hands and says, very good. She shows us some pictures on the board. There is a picture of a school building. There is another picture of a classroom with desks and chairs. There is also a picture of children playing in a yard. As I look at the pictures, I remember that I go to school to learn and to play. I know that school is a place for both work and fun. After a few minutes, Ms. Green tells us about our daily routine. Every morning I wake up and I go to school, she explains. I eat breakfast, I get on the bus, and I talk with my friends. At school, you learn many things. You learn to read, to write, and to speak English. Her words are clear and easy. I repeat in my mind, I go to school. I learn and I grow. I feel safe in my classroom. The room is full of light from the windows. I see green trees outside and blue skies above. I am proud to be a student because I can learn so many new words and new ideas. I listen to every word Ms. Green says. I know that each day when I go to school, I become a little bit better at English. Ms. Green gives us a small task. She asks every student to write 3 simple sentences in our notebooks. I write, I go to school, I learn English, I love my teacher. I look at my work and smile. My words are clear and true. I feel that learning is like a small light that grows brighter every day. My teacher's kind face and simple words help me understand many things. After the classwork, I look around at my friends. Sarah is writing neatly in her notebook. Tom, another classmate, is drawing a picture of the school. We all work together in a friendly way. I feel proud to be here, and I know that every student in our class has a unique story. Some like to read, some like to write, and some like to talk. Before the next lesson, we have a short break. I go outside with Sarah. In the schoolyard, I see other children laughing and playing. I hear the sound of the wind and feel the warmth of the sun. I remember that I go to school to learn, but I also go to school to be with my friends and enjoy my day. I pick up my pencil and practice a few more sentences in my mind. I go to school every day. I learn from my teachers. I smile with my friends. When it is time to go back to the classroom, I sit down quickly. I know that each lesson is important. Today, we talk more about the simple, present tense. Ms. Green writes sentences on the board. She says, I go to school, you go to school, we go to school. Her voice is gentle, and I learn how to say the words correctly. I write them in my notebook. I look at my work and see that my writing has improved. I feel happy and confident. After a while, Ms. Green asks, can someone tell me how you feel when you go to school? I raise my hand again and say, I feel happy and excited because I learn something new every day. Sarah follows and tells the class, I feel friendly and brave because my teacher is kind. Ms. Green smiles at all of us and says, that is good. Learning is fun when we share our thoughts. I understand that learning English is not hard. I learn simple words and short sentences. I learn to speak slowly and clearly. When I go to school, I meet my teacher, Ms. Green, and many friends who help me. I know that every day is a new chance to learn. I know that each sentence, like I go to school, is a building block for a better future. I am happy and my heart is full of hope. Today, I have learned many new words. I have learned to write, to speak, and to share my story. I know that I go to school to become a better person, to learn about life, and to grow in my English skills. I also learned that my teacher, Ms. Green, will help me in every step. I am not alone in my learning journey. My classmates, my friends, and my teacher make me feel safe and ready to face the day. I go to school because I love to learn. I go to school to meet kind teachers. I go to school to write new sentences. I go to school because every day gives me a new adventure. I feel that my English grows like a small plant that becomes a tall tree. With each sentence I write, I build a bridge to the future. This is my first day with Ms. Green, and it is full of hope and smiles. I go to school knowing that I can learn many great things. I am proud of my work and the simple words I write. I am happy with my new teacher and my new friends. Today is the beginning of a long journey in learning English. A journey that fills my heart with joy every time I say, I go to school. Chapter 2. A New Friend. Today I wake up with a happy heart. I get dressed and eat my breakfast. I take my bag and leave home. I go to school by bus. I love the morning air and bright sun. I see green trees along the road. I feel calm and excited. I know that I go to school to learn and meet kind people. When I arrive, I see my friend Sarah near the door. She smiles at me and waves hello. I walk with her into the building. The corridor is quiet and neat. I see many familiar faces. I feel happy in this safe place. Today, our teacher tells us that we will have a new friend in our class. I feel curious and kind. A boy stands at the door. His name is James. He is new. He wears a blue shirt and dark pants. His eyes are soft and shy. He stands alone for a moment. I step forward and say, hello, I am Sam. I go to school every day with happy friends. James smiles a little. He says, hello, I am James. I am new here and I am glad to meet you. I feel warm and glad inside. I feel that we can be friends. Inside our classroom, we all sit in our small desks. I sit near Sarah, and James sits in the front row. Ms. Green, our kind teacher, writes simple words on the board. She writes, I go to school in big, clear letters. She asks us to say the word slowly. I say, I go to school. James says it too. Our voices are soft and clear. Ms. Green smiles and claps her hands. I feel proud to say my words. After the lesson, we have a small rest time. I sit with Sarah and invite James to join us at the lunch table. We sit around a round table. I tell James, I like that you are here. I go to school to meet kind friends. Sarah adds, I go to school with a happy heart because I learn new words every day. James listens and nods his head. He tells us that he loves reading books and playing soccer. I say, I love reading and playing with my friends too. The conversation is easy. Our words are small and clear. I feel that this is a good day. After lunch, we return to class. We have a group work activity. I sit with Sarah, James, and a few other friends. Our task is to share one sentence about our school. I say, I go to school to learn and smile. James speaks softly. I go to school to find hope and kindness. One friend says, I go to school to grow and play. Ms. Green listens and nods. The words are simple and kind. I feel that every sentence makes our hearts strong. Our teacher says, good work. I smile at my friends. At recess, I join Sarah and James in the schoolyard. The sun shines bright and the air feels warm. I walk slowly on the soft grass. I see red flowers and green bushes. I tell James I go to school and I see many beautiful things. He smiles and says, I like the red flowers and blue sky. We talk about our dreams in very simple words. I learn that James likes to play soccer with his friends. I share that I like to read books and learn new words. We laugh and play simple games. I feel my heart beat with joy. The school day goes on. In class, we practice writing. I write the sentence, I go to school every day. I watch James write his name slowly. I see his handwriting and smile kindly. Ms. Green gives us a chance to draw a picture of our favorite place at school. I draw our classroom with green windows. Sarah draws a big tree in the yard. James draws a soccer ball. Our pictures are full of bright colors. I see that we all go to school to make our dreams come true. When the last bell rings, I pack my books with care. I say goodbye to my friends. I see James again, and he waves with a soft smile. I tell Sarah I go to school and I love my friends. I step onto the bus and find my seat. I feel calm and happy. I know I made a new friend today. I feel that a kind heart can bring warmth and hope to school. At home, I take out my journal. I write, I go to school, and I meet kind friends. Today I met James. I am happy because I learn and smile. I read my words slowly and feel proud. I know that each day I go to school, I learn more words and make my heart grow. I rest with a smile on my face. I look at my clock and plan tomorrow. I know that I will see my friends again. I know I will say, I go to school with joy. My heart feels light and I dream of a bright tomorrow. Chapter 3. A Fun Field Trip. Today is a very special day at school. I wake up early with a bright smile. I eat my breakfast and get dressed in my neat uniform. I pack my bag with my books and a small lunch. I feel happy because today we go on a field trip. I go to school by bus with many of my friends. On the bus, I sit next to Sarah and James. The bus is big and yellow. I look out of the window and see green trees and blue skies. I see small houses and a pretty park. I feel calm and excited. I chat with my friends in simple words. We talk about the day ahead. I say I go to school today and we go on a trip. They smile and agree with my words. When we reach school, Ms. Green, our kind teacher, calls us to the playground. She stands in the sunny yard and tells us that we will visit the town museum. I listen with my ears and feel good. Ms. Green speaks in a soft, clear voice. She says, today we learn new things at the museum. We will see old books, paintings, and many tools that people used long ago. I listen carefully to her words. I feel that I go to school to learn and to see new things. We gather in a small group and walk to the bus outside again. The air is fresh and the morning sun is bright. I hold my hand with a friend and we smile as we walk. I see many happy faces. I repeat to myself, I go to school to learn, I go to school to smile. The sound of our steps on the pavement makes a simple beat in my heart. The bus ride to the museum is fun and short. I look at my friends and see Sarah talking with James about the pictures they will see. I see a friend, Tom, reading a small book. Everyone looks calm and happy. I know that today is a day of learning and fun. We talk in simple words and we laugh softly. When we reach the museum, the building is large and old. The walls are red and there are big windows. I see a sign that says, Town Museum. I feel curious. Ms. Green tells us to be quiet and listen to our guide. Our guide is a gentleman who wears a hat. He says, "Welcome, I am Mr. Brown. I will show you our museum today." His voice is soft and kind. I listen as he tells us about the history of our town. He speaks slowly so that all students can understand. We walk through many rooms in the museum. I see old paintings on the walls. I see tools made of wood and metal. I see letters written by people long ago. I listen to Mr. Brown and repeat in my mind, I go to school to learn history. I go to school to see the past. I look at a small old clock and think that time goes by slowly in a museum. My eyes are wide with wonder. I ask Mr. Brown a small question with a soft voice. He answers gently. I smile because I learned something new. Our group sits on small benches to rest. Ms. Green tells us that it is time for a small picnic. We sit together in a room that has big windows. I take out my small lunch and a bottle of water. I share a cookie with my friend James. Sarah drinks her apple juice. I say, I go to school and I share with friends. My words are short and kind. The air is filled with soft chatter and friendly smiles. After our picnic, we visit a special room in the museum. This room has many old books and maps. I see a map with bright colors. I look at it with my eyes full of wonder. Mr. Brown points to a small road on the map and says, "This is our town long ago." I listen and repeat. I go to school to learn about my town. I feel proud to know my town. The books are old, but the words are clear. I see many pages with simple letters, and I feel my heart beat with love for learning. We then move to a room with many small objects. I see old coins, a compass, and a red flag. I touch a coin with my fingers and feel its cool surface. I ask, "What is this for?" Mr. Brown smiles and says, "This coin was used by people to pay for small things." I nod and say, "I go to school to learn about life." I listen to his words and feel that my mind grows bigger. The museum tour goes on slowly. I feel that I learn a little more with each step. I hear the sound of our shoes on the hard floor as we walk slowly from room to room. I think about my own school. I think about my classroom and my friends. I know that I go to school to learn new words, new ideas, and new ways to see the world. Every new thing is a small gift. After a long tour, Ms. Green asks us to sit on a bench in the museum garden. The garden is green and full of flowers. Birds fly from tree to tree. We sit quietly and enjoy the fresh air and gentle sound of nature. I feel happy with simple thoughts. I say, I go to school and I go to see such beauty. My friends listen and nod with quiet smiles. Soon it is time to go back. I say goodbye to the museum with a soft voice and a small wave. I feel that I take a little piece of the old days with me. I think I go to school to learn about the past and to build my future. The bus ride home is calm and full of quiet words. I see my friends in the window and we smile with our eyes. When I reach school again, I say a small goodbye to Sarah and James. I go home with happy thoughts in my heart. Today was a fun day. I go to school and I learn in many ways. I learned from kind people and old objects. I learned from the warm sun and cool air. I learned that each day has its own adventure. My simple words are true. I go to school to learn, to share, and to grow. I will always remember this fun field trip as a day full of simple joys and new words. I go to school and I smile, for every day is a gift to learn something new. Chapter 4. The Science Lab Today. I wake up with a calm heart. I eat my breakfast and dress in my neat uniform. I pack my bag with books and a small snack. I feel happy because I go to school to learn new things. I take the bus and look out the window. I see tall trees, bright houses, and blue skies. I feel excited for the day ahead. At school, I meet my friends at the gate. Sarah smiles at me. James waves and says hello in a soft voice. We walk together to the building. I feel safe and calm when I see the familiar halls of our school. I know that learning is fun, and my heart beats with hope. Today, Ms. Green tells us that we will have a science lesson in the lab. I feel curious when I hear the word science. I go to the lab with my friends. The room is bright and clean. There are many tables and tools set out neatly. The lab looks very different from our classroom. I feel that the lab is a place where ideas come to life. Ms. Green stands by a table with a small magnet and a paper. She says in a clear, soft voice, "Today, we learn about magnets and metal. Look at these simple tools." I listen carefully. She shows us the magnet and places a piece of paper on the table. Next to the paper are many little pieces of iron filings. I see them sparkle in the light. The tools look small, but I know they hold strong power. Ms. Green takes the magnet and moves it under the paper. Slowly, the iron filings start to move. They form interesting patterns on the paper. I watch the metal bits come together in a soft, swirling line. I feel a smile on my face, I say in a small voice. I see a star shape. My friend Sarah whispers, "I see a circle." The patterns look like magic. Ms. Green asks the class, "Why do you think the filings move?" I raise my hand and say, "The magnet has a force. The force draws the metal near it." The teacher nods and smiles. She says, "That is right. The force of the magnet pulls the metal." It is simple and clear. I feel happy to learn this new idea. I write a small note in my notebook. I learn that magnets have a force. My handwriting is neat as I copy the words. After the demonstration, Ms. Green asks us to work in small groups. I join Sarah, James, and Tom at a round table in the lab. Each group has a small magnet, a paper, and iron filings. I hold the magnet in my hand. I feel its smooth surface and cold touch. I slowly move it under the paper. I watch the filings shift and form new lines and shapes. I see a pattern that looks like a heart. I smile and share with my friends. I see a heart shape. They look and agree. We talk in simple words. We say, "I like the magnet." I like the way the metal moves. We help each other move the magnet in different ways. I move it slowly and then fast. I see the filings change each time. My friend James says, "I learned that science can be fun." Sarah adds, "I learned new words like force and pattern." The simple words make our lesson clear and bright. Ms. Green walks around the lab. She sees our work and says, "Good job, everyone. You work well as a team." Her kind words make us feel proud. I listen to her advice. I learn that learning is not only about reading books, but also about doing and sharing with friends. I write, I go to school to learn and work as a team in my notebook. My small sentence is clear and true. After our group work, we clean the table together. We put the magnets and papers back in the right place. I feel that cleaning up is part of learning and caring for our space. Ms. Green says, when we care for our tools, our work is safe and our minds are clear. I nod and smile. The lab is now neat. I can see all the bright colors and small tools in order. Later, we return to our classroom. I hold my notebook and read my new notes on magnets and force. I feel proud of every simple word I have learned today. I know that even small words help me grow. I remember the way the metal filings danced on the paper. I recall the clear voice of Ms. Green explaining the science behind the magic of magnets. On the bus ride home, I speak with Sarah and James in simple words. I say, I love science class today. They nod and say, I love it too. We talk about what we saw and learned. I repeat, I go to school to learn new things every day. My words are soft and calm. I smile as I remember the patterns in the lab. At home, I open my notebook. I see my neat lines and simple sentences. I read my note. I learned that the magnet has a force. I feel happy. I share my day with my family at dinner. I say, today I did a science experiment in the lab. I learned about magnets and iron filings. My family listens and smiles. I feel understood and proud. Before sleep, I sit by my desk and review my notes one more time. I feel that every day at school is a new chance to learn. I write a final sentence in my diary. I go to school, I learn, and I grow. My simple words make my heart light. I know that tomorrow will bring new lessons and easy words. I feel ready, I feel happy, and I feel full of hope. I close my eyes and sleep with a smile on my face, dreaming of magnets, shining lights, and simple truths. Chapter 5. The Mystery Teacher. Today, I wake up with a calm heart and a bright smile. I eat my breakfast and put on my neat uniform. I pack my bag with my books and a small snack. I feel happy because I go to school to learn new things. I take the bus and look out the window. I see tall trees, colorful houses, and a blue sky. I feel excited for a new day. At school, I meet my friends by the gate. Sarah smiles at me and James waves a friendly hello. We walk together to our classroom. The hallways are quiet and safe. I feel good to be with my friends. Today, there is something new in our class. When I enter the room, I see a man standing at the front. His name is Mr. Stone. He is our new teacher. He stands with a gray hat on his head and holds a small old book in his hand. His coat is neat and his shoes are shiny and clean. His eyes are calm and kind. I feel a little curious and a bit nervous at the same time. Mr. Stone says in a soft voice, "Good morning, class." His voice is slow and gentle. I listen carefully to his words. He tells us today we learn a simple story about our past. I want you to listen with your heart. His words are clear and easy to understand. I sit in my seat with my friends close by. The room becomes very quiet and we all listen. Mr. Stone opens his small book slowly. The pages are worn and full of simple words and small drawings. He says, "This is a story of a kind man who helped his town many years ago. He built a small school and taught children with love." I feel my heart warm with his words. The teacher tells the story in short, clear sentences. He says, "A long time ago, people lived in a small town. They grew food in their gardens and helped one another. They built houses and shared their meals. They learned from each other every day. I close my eyes and imagine the kind man who taught children with a loving heart. I feel that his story is gentle and true. Mr. Stone shows us a picture from his book. The picture shows a small house with a red roof and a green garden. There are simple drawings of trees and flowers. I ask a small question in my soft voice. Who made this drawing? Mr. Stone smiles and says, "A friend who loved art made it many years ago." My friend Tom whispers, "I like the red roof and the bright garden." We all smile as we share our thoughts. After the story, Mr. Stone asks, "What do you remember from the story?" I raise my hand and say, "I remember the kind man and the small school." Sarah says, "I remember the red flowers and the blue sky in the picture." Mr. Stone nods and says, "Good. Your words are simple and clear. I am happy to hear your thoughts. I feel proud to share my ideas." Then Mr. Stone tells us to write a short sentence in our notebooks. I write, "I go to school to learn and grow." I write slowly and carefully. My friends write their own sentences too. Some write, "I love to learn new things." And others write, "I go to school with a kind heart." Mr. Stone walks around and reads our work. He smiles and says, "You all do good work. Your words are small and they carry big meanings." I feel happy and calm when I hear his praise. I start to think about Mr. Stone. He is a little bit mysterious. I wonder why he wears a gray hat and holds an old book. I think that he has many stories in his life. My friends and I talk in soft voices after class. We say, "Mr. Stone is different." He talks slowly and his words are like a gentle song. We all agree that his story was very kind. At break time, I sit with Sarah and James under a big tree in the schoolyard. I tell them, "I like Mr. Stone. He tells stories that make me feel warm inside." Sarah says, "I like the picture in his book. It is simple and bright." James smiles and says, "I want to learn more from him. Our words are short and kind." I feel that my heart is full of hope and wonder. When the school day ends, I pack my bag and say goodbye to my friends. I walk slowly to the bus, still thinking of Mr. Stone and his gentle words. I feel that I have learned more than new words today. I have learned about care, kindness, and a peaceful past. I know that every day at school gives me a chance to learn both with my head and my heart. At home, I sit at my desk and open my notebook. I read the sentence I wrote. I go to school to learn and grow. I remember Mr. Stone and his simple story. I write a small note for myself. Listen with your heart and write with clear words. I feel calm and happy. I know that tomorrow will be a new day with more stories and kind thoughts. I close my book and smile, thankful for another gentle day at school. Chapter 6. The Missing Watch. Today, I wake up with a bright smile. I eat my breakfast and wear my neat uniform. I pack my bag with my books and my lunch. I check my things and see my small watch on my wrist. This watch is very special to me. It was a gift from my grandfather. I feel happy and proud when I see it. I go to school by bus. On the bus, I sit with my friends. Sarah and James sit next to me. I talk in simple words with them. I say, "I love my watch." They smile and say, "It looks nice." I feel warm because my friends care. When I arrive at school, I meet my teacher and friends at the gate. I walk slowly in the quiet hall. I open the door to my classroom and sit at my desk. I take out my notebook and pencil. I try to write simple words. I write, "I go to school to learn and grow." I feel good when I write these words. I spend my morning in class. I listen to our teacher, Ms. Green. She speaks slowly and clearly. I learn new words and practice simple sentences. I raise my hand and answer in a soft voice. I feel that each word helps me. I remember again that I go to school to learn and I am happy. At recess, I run out to the schoolyard with my friends. I play a fun game and laugh with them. The sun is bright and the air is cool. I feel free and joyful. While I am playing, I suddenly feel something strange. I look at my wrist and feel that my watch is not there. I feel a small shock and then deep worry. I remember that my watch is my favorite gift. I search my wrist and my bag. I check all my pockets, but I do not see my watch. I stop and sit down on a bench. My heart beats fast because I feel sad and confused. I stand up slowly and ask my friend James, "Have you seen my watch?" James shakes his head and says, "No, I have not seen it." Sarah comes and asks, "When did you last see it?" I think hard and say, "I remember it on my wrist when I was playing. Then I do not know." I feel that something important has been lost. I go inside the school building and look around quietly. I walk through the hall. I look under a table in the classroom. I peek near the door. I walk slowly in every room with care. I ask a friend, "Did you see a small watch near the bench?" They all say no. We have not seen it. I feel my eyes fill with worry because the watch is very dear to me. I then go to see Ms. Green. I stand in front of her desk and say in a soft voice, "I lost my watch at recess." Ms. Green looks at me with kind eyes. She says, "Do not worry, we will help you find it." She asks, "Where did you play last?" I remember that I sat on the bench near the big tree. Ms. Green tells me, "Let us go and look there." I feel a little better with her kind help. I walk with Ms. Green back to the schoolyard. I look under the bench and around the tree. I call softly, "My watch, where are you?" I search again and again. A friendly janitor sees me and asks, "Are you looking for something?" I nod and say, "I lost my watch. It is very important to me." The janitor says, "I will help you look." He checks around the bench and even under some fallen leaves. After a few minutes of looking, the janitor finds a small object. It is glinting in the grass. I move closer and see that it is my watch. I feel a great relief. I pick it up with trembling fingers. I look at it and smile again. The gentle tick of the watch sounds like a soft promise. I feel thankful. I say, "Thank you very much." The janitor smiles and says, "Always take care of your things." Ms. Green pats my shoulder and says, "I am glad you found it. Learn from this day." I nod, and I feel that I have learned a good lesson. I remember that I must always be careful with my small treasures. After school, I go home with my watch on my wrist and a calm heart. I tell my mother my story in simple words. I say, "I lost my watch, but I found it with help from my teacher and the janitor." My mother smiles and hugs me. I write my story in my journal. I write, "Today I learned to take care of my things, and that friends and teachers help me when I am in trouble. I feel happy because I have learned an important lesson. I go to sleep with a soft heart. I dream of my school, my kind friends, and my caring teachers. I promise myself that I will be more careful with my belongings. I know that each day at school gives me a lesson in life and in learning simple words. I feel strong and ready for a new day. I go to school every day to learn, to grow, and to be happy. Today, my lost watch taught me to be more careful and to trust my kind friends and teachers. I hold my watch close to my heart, and I smile, knowing that I have learned another good lesson. Chapter 7. The Plan Today. The school day brings a new idea. I wake up with a bright smile and a calm heart. I eat my breakfast and put on my neat uniform. I pack my bag with my books and my small lunch. I feel happy as I go to school to learn and grow. On the bus, I sit with my friends. I remember the day I lost my watch and feel thankful for the help I received. That day made me think that a plan can help us all. I want to learn how to take better care of my things, and I ask my friends if they have small problems too. At recess, I speak with Sarah and James. I say, I want to make a plan so that we do not lose our things again. Sarah nods and says, sometimes I lose my pencil. James smiles and adds, I forget my book at my desk sometimes. We look at each other and see that we all have little troubles with our things. Our words are soft and clear. We decide that we can work together to be more careful at school. We choose to meet under our favorite tree in the schoolyard. We sit in a small circle on the green grass. I say, we can help each other and remind one another to take care of our things. We can share ideas and work as a team. My friends listen closely. One friend says, I will check my bag before I go to class. Another says, I will always put my things in a safe place. Our words are simple, and we all promise to help each other. We decide that we will make a poster to remind us to keep our things safe. I ask Sarah, you are very good at drawing. Can you draw a picture for our poster? Sarah smiles and says, yes. I will draw a picture of a safe box and our school. I say, that is a very good idea. I will write a simple sentence on the poster. James offers to help by writing the words, take care of your things. We work slowly and carefully. Our sentences are short and clear. The drawing is bright and our words are strong. Our poster shows a little safe box and a message that reminds us to be careful. After recess, we bring our poster to class. When Miss Green sees the poster, she smiles and asks, what is this about? I say, this is our plan to keep our things safe. We want to remember to take care of our stuff every day. Miss Green nods and says, that is a very good idea. I am proud of you all. She tells the entire class about our promise. My friends and I listen closely while she explains that taking care of our things also helps us take care of each other. I feel proud that our small idea can help everyone. The lessons continue and the day goes on with many simple words and tasks. In math, I learn to count using small pencils and papers. In English, I write short sentences such as, I go to school and I care. Each word is simple and clear, and I think of our plan as I write. I know that a little promise can help us all become more responsible. I check my bag and make sure it is closed tightly. I tidy my desk and keep my pencil case with care. At lunch, I sit with my friends at our usual table. I talk quietly about our poster. I ask, can we hang our poster by the classroom door? James says, yes, that is a great place to see it every day. Sarah agrees and says, I like the drawing of the safe box and the clear words. I feel that our idea is simple and strong. I say, when we see our poster, we will remember to look after our things. Our simple words make our promise clear. After lunch, I return to class with a new spirit. I look at my bag and feel sure that I have taken care of it. I feel happy because I remember our plan. When the teacher asks, "How do you feel about today?" I reply in a small voice. "I feel good because we have a plan." My words are simple but true. I know that our promise will help everyone feel safe with their things. At the end of the day, after classes are over, I meet the janitor near the door. I thank him for helping me find my watch before. I say, "Today, my friends and I made a plan to keep our things safe. I want to be more careful." The janitor smiles and says, "That is a very smart plan. I am happy to help you all." I feel joy in my heart as I leave school. When I get home, I write my plan in my journal. I write, "I will always check my bag and I will keep my watch safe. I will help my friends remember to care for their things." I feel that each simple sentence is like a little light that shows me the way. I remember the meeting under the tree and the kind looks of my friends. I think of our bright poster and our promise to work together. Later in the evening, I share my plan with my family. I say, "Today at school, we made a plan to care for our things. I feel safe and happy because I have good friends and a caring teacher." My mother smiles and says, "That is very wise, my dear." My father nods and adds, "Good plans help us become responsible." I feel proud and warm inside. I see my watch on my wrist, safe and sound, and I remember the promise I made. I sit by the window and look at the clear night sky. I feel calm and thankful for a day filled with simple words and kind promises. I whisper softly. I go to school to learn, to care, and to be with my friends. I feel happy knowing that our small plan will help us all. I go to sleep with a calm heart, dreaming of tomorrow, where I will carry our promise in each small step I take. Chapter 8. Paul's decision today is a very important day at school. I wake up early with a bright smile and eat my breakfast slowly. I put on my neat uniform and pack my bag with my books and my small lunch. I check my things and fasten my watch on my wrist. I think of my friends and the promise we made to take care of our things. I feel a calm hope as I go to school. On the bus, I sit next to Paul. Paul looks quiet and thoughtful today. I ask him with a soft voice, "How do you feel today?" He replies simply, "I feel ready to change." His words are small and clear. I know that Paul has had many days when he forgot his pencil case or his book. Today, he makes a decision that will help him be more careful. I listen closely to his gentle tone. At school, I meet my friends near the main gate. Sarah smiles at me and James waves a friendly hello. I see Paul talking with them and his eyes are focused and kind. We walk together into the building. The hallways are calm and filled with soft light. I feel that my heart grows with each step. We all remember our plan from last week and our promise to help each other. In class, our teacher, Ms. Green, speaks in her clear, slow voice. She tells us that today we will share our small promises and talk about our plans for being more careful. I listen and feel happy. When Ms. Green asks, "Who would like to share a promise today?" I see Paul raise his hand. He stands up with a steady look and says, "I promise to always check my bag and my desk. I promise to help my friends if they forget their things. Friends, if they forget their things." His words are soft and true, The class listens with quiet attention. I feel proud because Paul's decision is strong and kind. I write his promise in my notebook. I promise to care for my things. After the lesson, during recess, Paul and I walk slowly under our favorite big tree in the schoolyard. The sun shines gently, and the cool air makes me feel calm. I see Paul open his pencil case and check that all his pencils are inside. He touches his small watch and smiles softly as he looks at it. I ask in a quiet voice, "Are you happy with your promise, Paul?" He nods and says, "Yes, I feel I can be better now. I want to help and be careful." I smile because his words give me hope. Later, when we return to class, the lessons continue with simple words and clear ideas. In our math class, Paul listens with bright eyes and answers a question about numbers. He speaks slowly, and his answer is clear. I see that his decision makes him more focused and responsible. In English class, I write a simple sentence. I promise to care for my things, and I think of Paul while I write. The teacher smiles and says that each promise is a small step to good habits. I feel that my heart is full of warm light. At lunch, I join my friends at our usual table. I talk softly with Paul. He tells us, "I remember times I lost my pencil or forgot my book. Now I want to change, and I want to help you too." Sarah listens and says, "That is a good idea. We all must try." James nods and adds, "We can remind each other every day." Our words are simple and the promise sounds like a bright song of friendship. I feel that Paul's decision makes our group stronger and more careful. After lunch, we go back to class. Our teacher, Ms. Green, asks us to sit in a circle and share one more thing we can do to be more responsible. Paul says, "I will check my bag before each class and make sure my things are safe." I hear my friends say, "That is very good, and I will do the same." I write in my notebook and feel calm because I know that small promises can bring big changes. When the final bell rings, I pack my bag carefully and check my desk. I see that my pencil, my notebook, and even my small watch are safe. I smile, remembering the promise we all made. I join Paul, who looks confident and happy. As we walk out together, Paul says in a soft voice, "I am proud of my decision today. I promise to be careful and to help others." His words fill the schoolyard with a sense of promise and care. On the bus home, I sit quietly and review the simple words of the day in my mind. I think of Paul's decision and of our common promise. I watch the trees and houses pass by outside the window, and I feel that every day is a chance to learn and grow. I know that we go to school not only to study our lessons, but also to learn to be kind and responsible. When I reach home, I tell my family about the day. I say, "Today my friend Paul made a strong promise to be careful with his things. He said he will check his bag and help his friends if they forget." My mother smiles and says, "That is a very good decision." My father nods and adds, "Strong promises help us build good habits." I write in my journal, "I saw Paul make a good decision today." I feel a warm glow inside as I write my own promise. I promise to take care of my things. I close my eyes at night and think of the kind words we shared today. I remember Paul's calm voice and the gentle nods of my friends. I know that every small promise can help us all be better. I feel happy and ready for tomorrow. I whisper softly to myself. I go to school to learn, to care, and to grow. With these simple thoughts in my heart, I sleep peacefully, dreaming of a new day filled with hope, care, and clear, kind words. Chapter 9. Friday night today is Friday night. I go to school again. My heart is light and a little nervous. I come to school with my family. My parents are with me. I feel safe with them. I see many teachers and parents. I know this is our family teachers' meeting night. The school hall is warm and bright. I stand near the entrance with my friends. Sarah smiles at me and James waves hello. I remember our promise to be careful and kind. I feel proud of that promise. Inside the hall, there are many chairs in neat rows. Teachers sit with parents. I see Mr. Stone and Ms. Green at the front. Their faces are kind. I see Paul, too, sitting with a small group of friends. His eyes are calm and full of hope. I hear soft chatter as people greet each other. I wait in quiet and small steps. The meeting starts slowly. A gentle voice speaks from the front. A teacher thanks the parents for coming. I listen to his simple words. He says, "We care for each student here. We work hard to teach and learn together." His words are short and clear. I nod and feel that my heart grows with these simple truths. I sit with my family in a row of chairs. I see my mother smiling at me. My father pats my hand softly. I feel their love and support. I look around the room. The walls have pictures of our school. I see drawings by students. The pictures show happy days at school. I remember our field trip and our science lesson. I think of our promise to take care of our things and each other. A teacher comes to the stage with a small paper. She says, "Today we want to tell you about our school plan. Our students and teachers work as a team. We want to be careful and kind. We promise to look after our things. We promise to help one another." Her voice is soft. I hear the simple words and feel calm. I see many parents smile as they listen. I watch Paul. He sits quietly. I remember his promise from class. I see the care in his eyes. He looks at his bag and at his wrist where his watch is safe. I know he feels good about his promise. I feel that each small promise is like a light that makes our school a better place. The meeting continues with more simple words. A teacher tells a short story about a time when a friend helped another. She says, "One day a student lost her pencil. A classmate helped her find it. That small act of care made a big difference." I smile and think of my own story with my lost watch. I remember how the janitor and Ms. Green helped me. I feel happy that we all learned to care for each other. Later, a parent stands up. He speaks in a gentle, soft voice. He tells his story of how he learned to be responsible at school. He says, "I was once a small boy who lost many things. I learned that I must be careful. Now I help my children remember to look after their things." His words are clear. I listen and feel that even adults learn from small promises. I see many faces in the crowd. I see my friends, my teachers, and my family. I feel that tonight is not just a meeting. It is a time when we share our simple stories. Every story has a lesson, I hear a teacher say. Every small word, every small act of care builds a better tomorrow. I feel that these words are my guide. The lights in the hall shine softly. I see the poster we made in class hanging by the door. The bright drawing of a safe box and the simple words, "Take care of your things," are shown for all to see. I remember the day we made it under the big tree. I remember our friend group and our plan. I feel that our promise has grown strong in our hearts. As the meeting comes to an end, the teachers thank all the parents and students. I hear, "Thank you for your trust and care. We work together to make this school a happy place. My heart feels warm. I look at my family and my friends. I see pride in their eyes. I feel my own pride and a soft joy that fills me. After the meeting, I stand with my family outside the hall. I see Paul talking with another friend. Sarah hugs her mother and smiles. I see teachers talking quietly. Everything is calm and kind. I hear soft words of hope and care in the air. I think, I go to school every day to learn, to care, and to grow. These small words mean so much to me. I walk home slowly with my family. I carry the good feelings from the meeting in my heart. I promise to remember tonight's simple words. I promise to look after my things and help my friends when they need me. I think of the small promises we made in class. I know that every promise is important. I feel that our school is a safe and happy place because we all care for each other. At home, I write in my journal. I write, today was a kind Friday night. I saw simple words of promise and care. I feel strong and hopeful. I will always keep my promise and help others. I read my words slowly. I feel the calm light of the meeting in my heart. I close my journal and smile. I know that tomorrow will bring another day of learning and hope. I go to sleep with my eyes full of kind words. Learning English is like going to school, one step at a time. Each new word you learn is like a friend, and every sentence you speak is like a small success. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to the English Grammar Doctor for more beautiful and simple English stories. Like this video, share it with your friends, and tell me in the comments, what do you love most about your school days? Remember, every day you listen, speak, and learn, your English grows stronger. Keep learning, keep smiling, and keep saying, I go to school, I learn, I G.